and gentlemen, welcome on into another fantastic episode of Bar Talk. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, happy Thursday, happy Friday, happy Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever it is that you are listening to this. I hope you are having the best day ever. And if your day isn't going the way that you want it to go, that's okay. Bad days happen. It's life. If you need to be sad, be sad. If you need to be angry, be angry. Feel whatever it is that you are feeling. Go through the emotions and process it. Your emotions are messages telling you what it is that you need to know. So go through it and you'll learn a lot about yourself after processing what you're feeling. Today is episode 100. And as much as I'd like to truly be in a celebratory mood, I'm not. One of the core beliefs, not only for this podcast, also in my personal life, is community. One of the members of the Southside community, Danny Goldman, an off-duty Chicago police officer, was shot in the early hours of Saturday morning on July 9th, and Danny is now paralyzed from the waist down. He was shot after the Papa Hops 16-inch softball tournament fundraiser. The Tom Hopkins Foundation provides support to local athletics and assists families who have been affected by cancer. Danny de-escalated a fight that happened at Sean Rhino Bar on Western when he was shot. I know Danny. I don't know him very well, but I've had the pleasure of serving him while bartending. I went to high school with his brother. And honestly, guys, the way that the South Side of Chicago works is everyone truly knows everyone, and everyone in some way, shape, or forms is friends with one another. And when something good happens, we all feel it. And when something terrible happens, everyone in the community feels it. I know for myself personally, I've been in a terrible headspace kind of since finding out about the news of this when I woke up on Saturday morning. I've been trying to find the light in this very dark time right now. And the small glimmer of light I keep coming back to is community, is the South Side of Chicago coming together in a way that truly is unlike anything else out there. I hate that it has to be in tragedy that makes me truly appreciate how grateful and proud I am to not only be from here, but to be a part of this community as well. I mean, guys, like, I'm going to pull this up really quick. I'm filming this on July 13th. It is a Wednesday, okay? And they started a GoFundMe page for Danny for the medical bills that he'll have for the change of life that he'll have to go through, okay? They started this GoFundMe page one day ago, okay? And it is at a little over $900,000 as of 2 p.m. And I know that by the time that this podcast comes out on Thursday, that number is going to probably be at the $1 million mark. I want to read a little piece of what Danny's fiance, Casey, had posted on Facebook. And she said, "They really don't make them like Danny. I can't believe he's real sometimes. The happiest, most genuine person I've ever met in my life. He has made me the best version of myself over the last 5 years. He lights up the room with that smile that never ends." His famous and most favorite quote to me is, "If it was easy, everyone would do it. Keep smiling because this pain does not last forever." Just when I thought 3 cowards could take away my sanity and the person who means the most to me, Danny was still there to tell us all he wasn't going anywhere. Danny, you have the backing of the whole Southside community and so many more people out there. I mean, dude, you got Tom Brady in your corner. And Danny, let's be real, no one is more stubborn than a Southside Irishman. No one is going to tell you what you can and cannot do. So right now, use some of that Irish stubbornness to your advantage, okay? To Danny, to the Golden family and his fiance, Casey, know that all of you guys are in our thoughts, are in our prayers. And Casey and Danny, you guys will dance again. And I look forward to seeing that video when it happens. So cheers to fighting like a golden. If anyone can do it, Danny, it's you. Okay. This week has been really heavy on me, and I know I'm not alone in that. From the Highland Park shooting that happened on the 4th of July to 68 people shot and 8 killed across Chicago over the 4th of July weekend. Guys, the CNN headline literally reads Chicago's 4th of July weekend death toll surpasses the Highland Park shooting. And then to Danny, an off duty Chicago police officer being shot. I have been racking my brain on what it is we can do, like what is it that I can do? But the two biggest questions that I keep coming back to in regards to all of the tragedy that has just been surrounding this community lately is I have these two questions, and the two questions are, how do you teach empathy, and how do you make people care? How do you make people care to want to make lasting change? I hope we get the people in power to see what's happening to the citizens of this community as human beings and not just another number in a stat sheet that comes across your desk on a Monday morning of what the death count was or what the shot total was in Chicago over the weekend. How do you teach morality? How do you get people in positions of power to care more about the human lives that they serve compared to the money that's going into their pockets? And the truth of the matter is, guys, is I don't know. I don't know. On Saturday night, I had a very interesting conversation with a man in his 60s that I've never met before. I was serving him, and I'm not even sure how the conversation came about, but he said to me, "You can either be a part of the problem or the solution." And I choose to be a part of the solution. I said to that man, after having just the worst feeling, just terrible that day, right? Um, of crying and trying not to cry. I looked that man in the eyes and I said, "You have no idea how much I needed to hear this. Um, you were meant to be here tonight. I was meant to serve you because I needed to have this conversation. So thank you." I am choosing to be a part of the solution in the city. I don't know what it looks like. I don't. But I will continue to put myself out there to try to be a part of the solution. And man, I know that I have people who listen here who maybe aren't from Chicago, um, but I know you probably have things happening in your community too. But for the people in the community that I'm a part of, like, guys, I don't know what that change looks like. I don't know what the solution to the problem is, but I know that I am willing to be a little uneducated to figure it out. If someone listening has ideas or places where I can get started, where any of us can get started, where we as a community, you know, can come together, please reach out to me because I am choosing to be a part of the solution moving forward. I don't want to leave. Like for the last 2 years, obviously things have been really heavy on everyone, right? And I know there are people that have left Chicago and left the neighborhood that I've been a part of, and you have to do what you have to do, and I totally understand that. The more I talk to people who are from all over the country, you can't go from one community to the next and think that that problem isn't in that community, because the issue is we're all facing very similar problems right now. It's not just on the south side of Chicago. It's it's everywhere. So we can't think that moving away and hiding away is going to solve the problem. It's not solving the problem. It's avoiding the problem. We need to come together as a community, and we need to realize that the fighting with each other isn't going to work. The pitting one bad guy against another is not going to work. We need to come together and work together, because nothing is going to change unless we come together. We need to come together. We need to work together. I know for me, like, I love Chicago. I hate it right now, but I love it. And I want to be here. I want to one day have a family. And I hope that one day, if God willingly, I have children, my kids can feel the same sense of community that I felt growing up, where they can walk down the street and know that they know someone on every block, that if anything were to go wrong, someone has their back, that they not only have their family and their friends, but they have the backing of a community behind them that wants to look out for them, that wants them to do well. That is not going to happen if we don't fix this. And we can't, it needs to be for the part of it's for us, right? Like I want to be able to go outside and not be worried about being shot at. Like that's the truth. Like I drive in my car now and all I do is pray. Like I just ask for protection the entire time I'm driving in my car. The entire time I go to take a walk, 'cause I love taking walks, but I just ask for protection every time I go somewhere. And that's something that I think most people feel now because it's happening everywhere. It's everywhere. It's not just in the bad communities that it was once in. It's guys, it's everywhere. And we need to find a way to come together to find to and to realize that this is all of our home and we all want to stay here and we need to come together to figure out what can be done. What is the solution to making our home feel safe again? Because no one feels safe anymore. No one. I don't know any person that feels safe. I don't. At least not in my community. I'm gonna choose to be a part of the solution. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what it entails, but I know that I will figure it out. I know that probably for those listening, maybe that wasn't what you were expecting. Um, but again, this has just been something that has been weighing really heavy on me. And um, if you listen to it, thanks, but I just felt like I needed to share that. And I don't know what the solution is, and I'll figure it out, and I'll have conversations with people to figure it out because I don't know what it looks like. And I hope that everyone feels that way right now of let's just try to figure it out. Guys, today is episode 100 and it is quite an accomplishment. I truly didn't know if I would get here when I first started. Um, I'm happy that I am. Obviously, a huge thank you to each and every single one of you for listening, for sharing, for engaging, for coming up to me and expressing to me what the podcast means to you. If it's through a DM, if you haven't said anything, whatever, just truly know, guys, that from the bottom of my heart, I'm just really grateful for you and thank you so much. This is not possible without each and every single one of you. In honor of 100 episodes, I thought it would be fun to have the people that know me the best and truly know how to um, like bring me right back down to earth. So I'm chatting with my siblings today, guys. You're gonna hear from Jill, who we've had on before. You'll hear from my brother Thomas and my other sister Taylor. I have asked them to ask me some questions. We discuss life, what it was like being athletes, and then I let my siblings roast me. Charming, right? And with some laughs. Okay, a few things to know, guys, just before we kind of get started. So if you are watching this, part of the video does get cut off. So I sincerely apologize. Technical errors suck and they still happen to me sometimes. So for my video people, I just kind of want you to know that about like halfway through the conversation, what's going to happen. Okay. All right. So episode 100 of Bar Talk is here. Before we do that, I have a few announcements that I would like to make very quickly. Number one, if this is your first time listening to Bar Talk, guys, welcome on in to the bar. If you are a returning regular or customer of mine, guys, welcome back. I'm so grateful for all of you for showing up, for listening, for watching, for sharing, whatever it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Number two, I would love it if you would hit the follow button on wherever you are getting your podcast. Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeart, Stitcher, TuneIn, whatever. Follow, leave a 5-star, leave 5 stars, leave a review. It'll take 30 seconds out of your day, and it would seriously mean the world to me, guys. Ratings and reviews help more than you know, especially with growing a podcast. So if you could do that, would really mean the world to me. Number 3, to my YouTube people. Hi guys. So good to see you. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button that will notify you when new videos are posted. Leave a thumbs up on this video and write a little comment. Number 4, follow us along. Okay. It is at Bar Talk with Jenna across the board, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. You can find me through there. But again, we leave quick little fun videos. And I think it's just a great way to have a little bit of community. And, maybe if you can't always listen to a full podcast episode, I kind of like to chop up the podcast and serve it to you in a more digestible way. Lastly, number 5, stay until after my conversation with my siblings for a segment I like to call Here's a Tip for You. All right, guys. Cheers to 100 episodes of Bar Talk. So I hope you guys enjoy the banter that I have with my siblings. Okay, I know that this is probably the last thing, especially you and you want to do right now. Yeah, we're just chatting. Okay. Fix your
action.
Hair. Fix your hair. But I appreciate you guys coming on, and my whole thought on why I wanted to have the 3 of you on is we all know each other, I think, better than we know ourselves sometimes. I mean, we're siblings. We've known each other too fucking long. And no one is going to be more honest with me than the 3 of you. So I basically wanted to ask you guys a few questions, and then you guys ask me some questions, because this is the 100th episode, which is really strange to think about.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. So I guess, and anyone can take this, when I first started this during the pandemic, be very honest, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous. What was your initial thought to me?
It's a hobby.
Doing this.
It's
I
a
just want
hobby.
everyone to know we're coming in blind right now. We have no idea what's going on. So keep that in mind as this episode goes along. What did we think?
I thought it was a hobby, and it was the pandemic. Like, I thought once you'd start working again, you stopped. I didn't know it was gonna be a career.
So,
But I believe it.
oh,
Because
nice.
you work for a believer.
Oh,
Edit that
yeah.
out. That was like.
Okay, so honestly, I was like, all right, finally, because you had talked about this to me for a long time.
Yeah.
And it started out as a little baby idea.
Yeah.
And I think if it weren't for the pandemic, I don't know when you would have started it or like went for it, you know? So what my thoughts were finally, to be honest.
Okay. Thomas?
You have to talk. You're in the episode.
No, I just thought you were like, I don't know. It was the pandemic. Nobody knew what the fuck they were doing with anything.
It's very
So it was like
Yeah.
the first idea anybody came up with was just like, oh yeah, okay, whatever. And then you did it once and then twice and then 4, 5, 7 times. And it's like, oh,
And it popped off. I mean, you
Yeah.
had some awesome guests in
Yeah.
the beginning.
yeah,
The live stream was so much fun.
The live streams, yes.
it fit because, like I said, nobody knew what they were doing and nobody knew what was going on. So that helped. And you had like athletes as your guests, which was cool. But then probably your last 30 guests probably sucked because they were like normal people. It's like,
Oh my, yeah, when the
Nobody,
neighborhood
like-
started being guests.
no, like
That was
Yeah.
fun for us.
it's fun for us,
Yeah,
but then outside of it, it's just like, all right, cool.
Yeah, like, is she still doing this? Is
Right.
she going to keep going for it? But yeah, then you definitely.
Yeah. So I'll
Perfect way to end that.
Perfect
question.
question. That question. No, it's hard getting people on, and during the pandemic, it was really easy because everyone had time.
Oh, yeah, everyone was chilling at home.
Everyone was like,
And wanted
yeah,
to talk to
and
somebody.
wanted to talk. So,
I go back to the Leroy's
oh my god,
episode every time. That's where my mind goes when I think of like the birth of Bar Talk.
that was that. I remember getting off of that, and then the minute we ended it, my phone had like 30 text messages within a minute, and I got really fucking wasted that night.
Honestly, the
Celebrating.
one thing I took away from Leroy's episode was that he loves white toenail polish on
Right.
women. Because I was like, that is the oddest.
Elite toenail polish.
You're
is what he
wearing
referred
white
to it as.
polish.
No, and I'm
right now.
telling you, ever since he said that, all I see is white toenail polish. Everyone's got white toenail polish on. So I was
Everyone listened to that episode.
like, right?
Yeah,
It's a thing. It's
Yeah.
a real thing.
it's a real thing. But no, yeah, but now what I'm noticing too is like, and not to totally agree with you, T, but like it's really hard to get people now. Sonny, what the fuck?
He saw a bug. It's okay.
Sorry guys, that's the dog. No, it's hard now to get people that everyone's like back in their schedule, like to come on, and there's certain like avenues now that you have to go to. Like you can't just be like, hey, can you come on? It's like, yeah, but you need to talk to like my PR and this person and that person. So
True.
that takes time. Tay-Tay.
You're asking individual questions?
No, I'm not
Oh.
asking individual questions. She's just got that look on. So I know you got 6 questions lined up for me. So I will.
I didn't know I was
No,
gonna
no.
ask them all.
You can ask all of them.
Oh, I could we're
Give me one
gonna
to
ask the
ask.
questions now.
Yeah, you can ask the questions now.
Okay.
This one's gonna be a short episode.
I'll ask one right now.
Okay.
I think I kind of know, but like, how did you think of this show? When did this show first come to your mind?
When I was 21.
See, so it's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
yeah.
Yeah.
And what was your first idea of this? Like what?
The name. It was just the name.
But
Like,
how did it come to you?
so I was in a meeting at an internship that I wasn't supposed to be at. Like they had me come in a day early, and I did not need to be there. And I think they felt bad because it's like, it's the intern's first day. Let's just have her do something, like. So they just stuck me in an office. And I remember trying to like not fall asleep because it was so boring. Like,
That was me my first day of work too.
yeah.
Like I was splashing cold water on my face upstairs in the bathroom because I was like falling asleep at work. My hand to God, I was splashing cold water in my face.
Been there.
Oh yeah. And I'm sitting in this chair, and I just remember being like, it's like the beginning of the digital age and putting shit on the internet, and no one really knew what to do, but they knew you should do it. And then I remember the guy in my meeting said, we're trying to be like ESPN, but we don't want to be like ESPN. And I just remember being like, you guys look exactly like ESPN. Like, you don't want to be so serious, but your whole vibe is serious, even down to the way you dress. And I remember thinking, well, what's a really laid back atmosphere? And I was like, the bar. Ooh, bar talk with Jenna. Oh, that's a great idea. Don't tell anyone.
So that was when you first thought
So
of
that's
it?
when I
Cool.
just thought of the name because I thought the name was clever,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't know what it looked like at all.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. Tay-Tay?
Okay, I'll ask my question.
Okay.
It's kind of a serious one,
Okay.
which whatever.
Okay.
If you could turn back time, what would you tell your 18-year-old self?
Good question.
Ooh, that is a good question.
Probably slap mine first.
Slap your 18-year-old self? I'd like to slap your 18-year-old self, too.
But what would you tell your
What would I
18-year-old
tell my
self?
18-year-old self?
Or teenage?
I think I would tell my 18-year-old self that volleyball's not going to work out and it's okay. It's actually the best thing that ever
Is
happened.
that what hit hardest with you, like when you had to give it up?
Yeah. I mean, we all played sports, and I think it all meant a lot to each of us. And, but I think, like, choosing to not stay my, all 4 years at Minnesota, even though I could have, and choosing to come home and live in the basement and starting at the ground, literally and figuratively, like, was really... I just remember feeling like I'm a loser. This is never going to happen. Like, why did I quit? Why did I give this up? Like, you play all these conversations in your head of like what you think other people think of you. And
that's just human.
yeah, it's human nature. And I think I wish I could go back and tell myself like, it's going to work out. Like, it's going to work out like better than you think. And like,
Maybe it
had to-
humbled yourself too.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
Well, if
I
you
got
would have
another
known.
year eligibility.
You have another year of eligibility?
Are
How
you
do
gonna
Oh
play?
yeah, because he had a COVID
He has
year.
COVID year.
Yeah, that was the weirdest thing because, well, if if I were to do it, it would have to be grad school, which not a fucking chance, at least right now.
Yeah.
But like the one other kid in my class who actually took the other year, or the extra year, so he has. It's crazy. He has like 6 seasons of college athletics, which is wild.
So long.
Jeez.
Rare.
Yeah,
That's
it's
crazy.
like, dude, grow up. Which we joke about it.
Close
with
the
him.
yearbook.
Yeah. So, but then I was like telling myself the same thing. It's like, all right, just like I kind of got sick of it too, because it's like,
Good job.
all right, I just want to grow up. Like I want my own shit now. I want to do things for
Yeah.
myself and like just turn the page.
I mean, I played for
Which
fun in
was-
college, different than the way you guys played, you know.
Yeah.
But even though I knew at senior year it was going to be over, it still hurt
Oh,
so
yeah.
much, you know. It sucks, like, and
it's
then
and
you
like,
don't realize they're your therapy too.
it's even that,
sports.
because it's like that's a different sport. I think the hardest sport for people to give up is football.
I was gonna say football
yeah.
because you can't.
You can't.
It's like
You
a
can't really
brotherhood.
You can't.
You
You
can't
can't
even
play.
play again.
You can't play.
Yeah, you can't get
There's not,
together
like, rec
and
leagues.
I mean,
you're never
yeah.
going to put those pads on again.
No,
No.
that's that was the weirdest one, because like played and then it just like stopped. But
After
I
freshman year?
yeah, but I still had like really cool memories about it, and obviously like friendships and all that kind of stuff that came along with it. But yeah, it was
Yeah.
just weird, because I remember it hit me like in September or like late August. It was like the
'Cause you
first.
should have been playing.
Well, no, it was like when they all went back to camp.
Right, like you're
Mhm.
going.
Right,
you
because
should
like
have been
my
going, too.
body was accustomed to throwing a football around that time of year,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and I wasn't.
And even that weather.
And
That
it was
was
weird.
Football weather.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's our volleyball season, but
Yeah.
like it reminds me of football weather.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
No.
big fall girl.
Big fall girl. That's a great question, Tay Tay.
What
Well,
did I? Oh yeah, yeah.
If at
I
18
asked.
though,
What was the answer?
you knew she said that she would tell herself
Oh yeah,
volleyball
yeah,
wouldn't
yeah,
work out.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was listening.
Well, but if at 18 you knew that, would you have went to Minnesota?
I would have went to Point. Still,
I don't know, but this is what's interesting is like I wouldn't change anything about.
Right, like you're
Anything.
glad you kept playing.
Like I'm glad I went everywhere I went, like all over the map.
Mm-hmm.
Were you just in Minnesota for something not that long ago?
I was there for homecoming. I went
Yeah.
back for homecoming. Yeah.
So like even though it's closed, like it's still a part of your life.
Yeah, and I think it's so funny. Like when our coach died, we all got on a call, like all of the alumni, and I remember like talking, and I said to like all the girls, I was like, "Yeah, guys, I didn't graduate from here. like I didn't graduate from
Also,
here.
I was only here for one year.
I was here for 1 year, and like this program like made that big of an impact.
Yeah, because
on my
people who
life.
come play 1 year somewhere and leave, you don't see them again.
No, you don't. But I think for my situation, it was my wrist never recovered. You know, I just had like so
Well,
many.
it speaks volumes for the program you were in.
Yeah, and but it was like I could have continued playing, but like again, I think you guys know me. Like I only knew how to go at like 110.
Yeah,
I didn't know,
And
how-
for any volleyball person, you need your wrist to set the ball.
and it was my dominant hand,
Yeah,
so it was just like
but you could have like if you were a libero, you could have went on.
yeah,
You need your wrist to set.
you need your wrist to set.
So.
You just
to play volleyball.
to play volleyball, literally.
No, I'm saying you could have played defensively.
Yeah,
Still would hurt.
no, you can, but
It's
I think it
different.
just like
Yeah.
it wasn't the same.
Licking it.
Yeah, you just need your forearms
You just need your forearms.
Yeah.
to play defense.
You need your forearms.
yeah,
All right, Tay
You
Tay.
know,
What?
Tom?
yeah.
Yeah. Tay Tay, what's your next question?
Last one.
You went from 1
And
to
it's-
6?
I don't know. I just have two.
Okay.
It's a would you rather.
Okay.
And I know nobody asked, but one of my pet peeves is like when people like don't give credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
You know, like so. I didn't come up with this question. I got it off the internet.
I thought you were going to say something else.
I thought you were gonna say you got it from
But I don't
somebody.
want them to think like I'm all creative.
Well, no, you just said give credit to where credit's due. So I thought it was coming from a person, but
crediting
no,
the internet.
Fuck the internet.
You saw it on the internet. Okay.
Okay.
Would you rather?
Yes.
It's kind of long. Just
Okay.
brace yourself.
All right.
Would you rather be with a man where the physical and emotional part is amazing, but he's cheating on you the whole time? Or would you rather be with a man who lacks the physical and emotional part but is super loyal to you?
Oh my God, single.
I was gonna say I think I'd rather be single.
Okay, but
It's
actual
not an
answer.
option.
I know.
And you guys answer vice versa. a girl.
I could never be with someone that cheats on me. So.
So you'd rather be unhappy in a loyal relationship.
Yeah, I guess I'd rather us just be friends.
You could work on them, you know?
Yeah, we could do this.
Jim, what does that mean?
No.
Well, said emotional and physical.
Yeah, I mean.
So he's just there?
Yeah, but like I can't be with someone who cheats on me. I just can't.
No.
But you don't know.
No, the answer is no. I will never be with someone who cheats on me.
Okay.
Bury your ass.
Good
in the
answer.
bottom.
Good answer.
Okay.
Good answer, Steve. Good
Yeah, I'm
answer.
gonna go with no cheating.
Tammy?
Obviously.
Which one?
No cheating.
Oh,
What
okay.
the
Oh.
fuck?
I thought he would have took the hot girl.
But like, it is tough.
No, it shouldn't be.
I feel like that's
No,
a tough
because you
question.
can't date someone you're like not physically doing well with or emotionally doing well with. Either way, this sucks.
Yeah, but intimacy isn't really like physical. Or it doesn't have to be.
True.
Deep.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't see that one coming, but it's
Wow.
true.
Cute. Okay. Yeah.
All right, let's jump over to Thomas.
What was that?
There's a ambulance.
Ambulance.
An ambulance.
A ambulance.
There's an ambulance.
I
Ambulance.
hear it.
Thomas, what question do you have for me?
Is it a question or a roast?
We'll do the roasting at the end.
Oh.
Thomas
Okay.
is like, I've been thinking about this roast for weeks.
Oh man, the question like it all over the board, right?
Yeah.
It was all over.
Mhm.
All right.
I mean, did you just hear what I asked her?
Well, I wasn't sure what that was, to be honest. No, yours was a would you rather. I had a would you rather, and it was. So. I feel like this is a question that's pretty relevant in today's world, and especially for girls. It's. Would you rather like stick to the norm of the American society, which is now changing, and be a stay-at-home mom and then like raise the family and raise your kids and whatever, take care of the house?
Mm-hmm.
Or would you rather, work and like have your own income if it were less than your husband
Spouse.
or whatever spouse?
I'm too much of a workhorse.
All right, but can't you do that at home?
I would go nuts. Like but again, it's weird because obviously we were raised by like
A
mom
stay-at-home
who
mom.
was a stay-at-home mom, right?
Yeah.
I need to clarify the question though. Are you saying like, would you rather be a stay-at-home mother or a working mother? Either are you a mother in both situations?
Yeah, you're still a mom.
You have kids
Yeah.
in both situations.
Yeah, so then you got to find a babysitter, and you're not with your kids.
Well, I know that
50 to
if
70%
when I
of the
have
day.
kids, I'm gonna want to be with them all the time.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be obsessed with my kids,
right.
and I'm an artist, so I'll stay at home because I could do that from home. But you, on the other hand, I don't know.
No, I think I would need to work, and I actually had at Lindsay's bachelorette party, we talked about this with
Katie Ruru.
Katie Ruru and Julie talked about them being moms, stay-at-home moms, working moms, and I thought they both had really great answers, and they were both really different. And Julie's answer was, I hate missing those moments that I'm paying someone to watch when I feel like it could be me, and I'm a teacher and I'm helping these kids, but I would rather help my daughter.
Right.
And so Julie was like, I want to be at home. And Katie's answer was, I feel like I'm a better mom because I'm working. Because I'm a working mom. Because I work, I feel like I then in return become a better mom. Like, I don't think I would be a better mom if I was just sitting at home.
I could see. Okay,
Yeah,
that
so-
is a
so,
good,
like-
good way
so
to look at
they're-
it.
Are not wrong.
Yeah,
It's
they're both
just-
valid.
Yeah.
I think it totally depends on what you're doing too.
Very
I think
true,
it's a
yeah.
big part of it.
Like say like whatever, you got like a pretty decently stressful job but it's a solid income.
Pays
Mhm.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it pays well and keeps you above floating,
Yeah.
like very above floating, but you're not just loaded to where you can quit.
Right.
Do you still do it?
I would, yeah.
Yeah, she's working.
I'm working.
Stay at home. I love babies.
I know you love your babies.
You want to be a stay-at-home mom right now.
I know.
Okay, Jen. So I asked you about the birth of Bar Talk.
Yeah.
How far do you see it going? What is your what do you call it? Your manifestation?
My
Like what do you what's your big dream for this?
My big dream for this would be for it to get on like a streaming platform.
Okay.
So something like
Like Hulu?
like Netflix, Amazon,
Oh.
Hulu, Peacock, something like that. I think would be awesome because as much as I love the audio side of the podcast.
Does that exist?
Oh yeah.
What podcasts are on streaming apps?
No, what I'm saying is, hear me out. Like, I still want this to be a podcast, but because I like the visual sides more, I want to do more of this visually, where it becomes a like show that can be on Netflix or
Yeah.
Amazon and stuff like that.
I never watched people's. Well, you know how a lot of people do record their podcasts and put them on YouTube.
Yeah.
I always listen on Spotify or as I'm driving, and then I started listening to this girl who does her makeup while she podcasts her show.
Interesting.
I was like, okay, this is cool. I like the visuals. I like to see her face and like how she's saying. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm sold. I like the visuals. I'm a fan.
I actually wrote down the other day because I was trying to figure out like how could I, like block it like it was a TV show, like if it was a daytime show or like a late night show. Like I don't know what umbrella it would fall under because I think it could fall under both. But like an opening monologue and then me going into like, okay, here's the drink of the week segment, and then it's like random people who come into the bar and we just sit down and like debate topics and talk about what's current in life, and then it ends with me having like someone famous on coming into the bar and us sitting down sharing a drink and then ending the show on a toast.
I like that there can be like debate in the show and interview. Like,
yeah, because and I was like, we talked about this today actually at work about how debating is as old as time.
Mm-hmm.
Like people love debating if they are right or if they're wrong. And I think one of the things that I always enjoyed about bartending was I will listen to you as long as you listen to everyone else, and we're all going to hear each other's points of view, and we don't have to necessarily agree with their point of view, but let's at least understand where they're coming from.
Mm-hmm. Love it.
So I think if I could, I would like to be able to build that to be like the next part of Bar Talk that involves building and having like a team around me to do it, because right now I'm kind of doing with it what I can on my own, even though like I have people around me who can help.
Yeah, part 2 of my question, when you gonna hire me?
I was actually going to ask you, no joke, like how much do you need if I were to pay you weekly to do all the copy? Because I don't want to do it.
Oh, I'm all about it. We'll discuss.
We'll discuss. Off
discuss.
camera, guys.
Ooh, a side gig.
Hell yeah.
Love it.
Hell yeah. Tay, ask me one of your other questions since you got four more in the queue.
Rank your siblings from favorite to least favorite in order.
We all you're like, yep, do it.
Just kidding.
That's brutal. We're not
Oh.
doing it. Because I'm obviously number 1.
Joe Marie's number 1.
Good
Respect.
answer.
Yeah, she's number 1.
And then Sunday.
and
then milkshake.
And then milkshake.
And Taylor's last.
No, I can't pick. I was like, we all have different relationships in different areas, like
I can't rank it because none of it's the same.
No.
They're literally all different.
Yeah, we all have different relationships, but I all love you equally.
I think it just depends on who I don't want to kill at the time.
Yeah,
I mean,
Thomas is always mad.
We all definitely have wanted to.
Well, could you imagine? I'm
Back-
sorry, like you have no brothers.
Oh, that's what I do.
I feel so bad.
my
sometimes.
my answer to that question has like changed, and I'm like sticking to it.
Like every 2 years,
Like,
mine changes.
when I no.
What question?
Like when somebody if you look at a family and you ask, like say there's 4 girls and 1 boy or flip flop,
Yeah.
right? And you ask the oddball, like the 1 boy or 1 girl, like, oh, you wish you had brothers or you wish you had a sister, like in front of 100 people, they're gonna say, or like to somebody who like they might not be as close with, they'll
Right.
say, oh, it's fine, it's fine. Like
That's their
no, you
surface
fucking-
I feel
answer.
like it's a no shit answer. Like, yeah, I want a brother.
Like,
The
yeah, no
surface
shit.
answer is
Yeah.
like, no, I love it, but really, like, yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's
if you
like
think about it, you'll get 3 brother-in-laws
That's why-
one day.
well, yeah, but then like if you like ask people that, it's like, oh, well, no, I'm just
I'm
and it's
happy.
that
Like, no,
it's
you're
that
not. You're miserable.
indecisive answer, which I hate.
Oh, I have a good question. If you could turn one of us into a boy and make one of us your brother, who would it be?
That's a great
Good
question. I
Oh,
think
that's
I already
fucked
know
up.
the answer. I think I know the answer.
I mean, that's a good answer because you're not hurting anyone.
No.
No,
Yeah,
no,
no.
no one's
And,
gonna
like,
get
he
hurt.
could
Yeah,
answer.
yeah.
Like, who would be a cool boy?
Yeah. Well, I mean, all 3 of you like grew up
We're like
as.
this.
I know.
At one point, we were all men.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like growing up, you all grew up like tomboys, right? That's
Yeah,
the-
we
that's
were
the-
all
that's the
all
phrase.
straight up dudes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
I wore
And-
Dude, the
basketball
one-
shorts until
And a
8th grade.
headband. Yeah.
Mom was spiking his hair for someone's communion party, and I made her do it to me.
And she did it!
Because I still had, like, short hair.
Where's the picture? I know it exists.
She's got that picture probably locked up in the
one of
safe.
the-
You guys are
albums.
tomboys, but, like, I had an older brother, like, I looked up to, so I feel like that made me more
True.
Yeah.
want to be a dude. Spiked my hair up. Like, what is that?
Oh, I can't wait to find this photo.
I don't think there's. We would have.
honest. So it would probably be. It would be one of you two.
Oh,
You want an
two-
older brother?
Well, yeah, because I feel like when you have an older brother, they just beat the dog shit out of you when you're.
Literally both eyed each other and went like that. We thought you were
we
going to
thought
pick
you were gonna
Taylor.
pick
Well, yeah, I'm. So like
Why?
right away I
Oh.
would because I feel like you're the most athletic. Uh huh.
Damn,
Yeah.
damn.
I've seen Jenna swing a golf club. That ain't good.
Oh my God, can we not? Can we not?
Brutal.
I'm literally going
Brutal.
To
I
take lessons.
literally played more competitive sports than
It's
both of
not
them.
easy,
It's not.
but once you get it,
We
it's a
have
piece
beef
of cake.
now.
No, I get that, but I just
No, she was fire.
yeah.
She didn't try. Like, you were fire without trying, is what
Yeah.
I meant.
because you guys
You
are
were-
probably thinking too hard when you're swinging.
You were effortless.
There you go.
No, so
That's the good way.
so
to
to
put it.
answer the
I was
question,
like, you didn't try.
to answer the question, it was to have an older brother.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because then I feel like they make you better growing up.
True.
Like
and
you're
you don't
always-
have the pressure of putting on.
I mean, I never played with kids my age really growing up.
No.
I always
Ditto.
played older
Mhm.
until like my summer going into high school.
Right.
But yeah.
You would have been a better athlete. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You also
So who-
probably wouldn't
Because
have
you
been
still
named Thomas.
didn't pick between us.
OMG.
Wait, what?
He wouldn't have
His
been
name
named
wouldn't have
Thomas.
been Thomas.
Right, because, yep, you lose your name because one of us would have been Thomas.
I would have been Mickey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you would have been Mickey.
you would have been Mickey
Why?
because that's where he was conceived.
All right, fine. You don't have to
Mickey
choose.
Mouse Clubhouse.
He said Jenna /
Disney.
Jill. That's
Oh,
his
at
answer.
Disney.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Who told you that?
Mom and Dad, ask Mom. That was one of your names, or it was going to be
So they have two
Luther.
stories.
Luther was not true. That was a
Luther-
joke.
No,
No,
Mom
she
was
wanted
going
to name me
Luther
Luther,
Vandross concert.
'cause they were
at the Luther
Vandross
Vandross
concert.
concert.
C-section. He
I
was
don't
going to
know.
be named Luther.
That's crazy.
Dad was gonna name me
I always
Mickey
thought that
because I
was
was
a
born
joke.
on the 7th. And he liked watching Mickey Mantle.
You should ask Mom that
Oh.
version of that
Oh,
story.
that one.
What did Mom say? Mickey
not worried about
Mouse?
that.
That's where it came from?
Yeah, because we went to Disney.
I always thought
We'll
it was the
skip that
baseball
one.
thing.
I wasn't there.
It was.
You weren't there, JJ. We were there.
I was going for a swim.
Okay, let's move on to let's end on
Yeah.
on the roast.
Boom, roasted.
I've been asking all the questions first. Change
All
it
right,
up.
Thomas, because I know you've just you're like steaming with excitement over here.
No, not really.
Yeah, that's a lie. But okay,
Thomas excited.
I've seen it a few times.
How does one begin a roast?
I don't know. Whenever you're ready.
I gotta go first.
Yeah.
I just
Well,
fucked
she
up.
just
No, I
said your
do.
name.
Oh, okay.
I
Oh,
said you go first.
well,
Sunday, sit
Wait.
down.
come on, sit.
There you go.
We'll totally edit Dad's burp out.
It's not.
I heard that too. I didn't know if you guys heard it.
Go ahead.
No, so the first, or no, not the first, but one of the clips I saw you post, like, I looked at it, got like halfway through, and just said, "Come on," and then it was where you are is where you exactly should be, and I just went, there's some people in this world
Were you
that
at FedEx?
no, basically at work, yeah. But I was like, really? Digging a hole? That's where I got to be right now? Or like jackhammering concrete? That's
Hanging
where,
off a garbage truck?
That's where I should, yeah, hanging off a garbage truck. That's where I got to be?
It's your path,
That's
Tom.
where I got to be?
That's what it's
wa-
about.
Bugged the shit out of me.
That hit you like a freight train.
Oh my God.
Didn't like that one.
That hurt his feelings.
Really? I'm finally getting to go on a vacation. But by some fucking miracle, my plane got struck by lightning. I'm supposed to be nosediving out of the sky right now.
This is where you're meant to be.
This is where I'm supposed to be.
How it's meant to happen. Well, another one.
That's where I got to be. The fuck?
Okay.
Well, another one Jenna loves is you like to talk about moving in silence and
Yeah.
let your success speak for itself. I don't think we've ever heard you not speak for the 29 years that you've existed on this planet. In fact, you spoke for me the first 3 to 4 years of my life. So you preaching that one is pretty ironic to us.
When I tell people I didn't speak till I was like, what was it, like 3 or 3.5?
Dude,
like,
and Nene
four.
was
And then
so
when I
worried about
did
you.
find my
Yeah,
voice,
so
me
so
and
like-
Jenna spoke for Thomas
so,
his whole
yeah.
life.
I tell people that now, and they're like, "Oh, did you go to like speech therapy?" No,
He said,
Well, what the fuck? How'd you like talk to your parents? I was like, I just pointed at shit. They knew what
no,
I
like
wanted.
you would make noise, and then me and Jenna be like, "Oh, he wants the fire truck over there."
I think it was.
I remember the one story
Yeah.
someone was telling me. I guess I busted up my knee playing outside, and I like came in, and I was like, like a little 3-year-old like limping, and someone came up to me like, "What'd you do?" And I like pulled them by their hand and like walked outside and pointed to the fucked up Chicago sidewalk, and pointed at the crack, and I pointed at my knee. And I was like, ah. And they're
Oh
like,
my
oh,
God.
he fell. Okay.
Mhm.
Just didn't
Went
wanna
through
say-
all that instead
Yeah.
of saying, "I fell."
Just didn't want to say I fell and ate shit.
It's like
Blame the
because
sidewalk.
It took you so many steps. It took you like from A to Q to be able to speak,
Still.
and it took me from A to B. So I was like, "It's this." That was why I felt. I feel I spoke
Yeah.
for you as long as I did. So I'm happy you can speak now.
Watch, don't be
Tay-Tay,
bad.
My roast.
your roast.
All right.
Look at her rocking away.
all right, all right.
All right, Jen, it's Lane. Here's my roast.
Okay.
So you call yourself a mixologist,
Okay.
but really all your drinks taste like fucking gasoline.
Do you drink all of them?
I sip them. I don't drink all. I won't
She's
drink the whole
like
glass.
You toss them out?
I drink it. I'll have a few
Try
sips and then
it.
I dump it. Yeah.
But they're good overall, right?
Yeah. No. Like they're genuine
Beer
reactions.
punch, that was the peak, man.
With the
Beer,
beer,
punch,
punch
is fire.
The beer punch is hands down.
and
I
gets you
think,
fucked
my best
up.
drink I've made.
But like on the south side, like who's getting your
No one.
old fashioned?
No one. Actually, there are a few guys in the bar who do drink my old fashions when I make
Yeah.
them. There's a selected few that have the palate for whiskey.
But you got us on the beer punch. I mean, that flies at our family parties.
I can't get over the fact that Uncle Tom, who only drinks Miller Lite, drank like 4 of them. I remember, and then he grabbed me by the arm. Hey, this is great.
You had bruises on your
I
arms.
did.
and
I
stayed.
was like, going this way, I'm like, Uncle Tom, I'm good. And he's like, you got to give me this recipe. I got to make this for my friends down in Florida.
Florida.
He does.
Awesome.
All right. Any more roast, or is that the only one you got, Tay?
I have more.
You have more?
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
So earlier we were talking about how you played college sports.
Yep.
You played college sports.
Yep.
So how does it make you feel that our dog ranks higher than you in athleticism in our family?
Boom, roasted.
Boom, roasted. Can't swing a golf club.
No, I really can't. It's
Sunday
embarrassing.
is an athlete. Let's give him a moment, though.
I know.
He is.
He's like, he's
He
not
might-
a normal dog.
He might be like top 3 athletes in this house.
He catches everything.
And that was not, I mean, like, it's not like we had athletic dogs. Like, Milkshake was.
Milkshake, you put the bone on her nose and she would catch it.
That was the extent.
Yeah, can't do
because,
that.
because it involved food.
Exactly.
She was a fat ass.
Precisely. Milkshake, yeah.
She was talented when she wanted to be.
She was wide.
Very wide.
Before
Milkshake
it was
brought
in.
all the boys to the yard.
Mm-hmm.
She was thick before it was in.
Big.
She was thick before it was in.
She
yeah.
was. She really was. You got another one?
Well, I don't have a joke written out for this, but I just want to acknowledge this. If y'all could see the post before I edit it,
Oh, yeah.
y'all wouldn't know what the hell Jenna was talking about half
No.
the time.
No.
So our special sister is dyslexic, and if it
As
weren't for
fuck.
me, the show might be called Talk Bar with Duddleston Jenna. But I'm always here to help, and I'm always here to edit everything she needs to say on the internet, except for when she doesn't send them to me in rushes.
She slips up at times.
But it keeps her true to herself.
Yeah.
I wish that's just how the brain operates. Sorry.
Do you only have one?
No.
Go ahead.
He's locked and loaded over here.
Go ahead. Go on.
It's not so much like, I guess it would be a roast, but so when you first started, all you had on were like athletes,
Mm-hmm.
which was, you know, what interested people
Right.
and
Interested you?
made people, I guess just me, so it could be a biased question. And then you started having like other people and regular Joes. And then after that, kind of like steered off into this wrong path. Not wrong, not that's the wrong word.
Interesting.
Like, yeah, interesting path, a little different. And it was like, when the fuck did this become like a therapy?
It got all
So,
about,
you're like-
wellness.
Yeah.
Who the fuck cares about like why? I don't know why. What the fuck was that?
That's definitely a biased comment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I hear
definitely
you. I hear you loud and
biased.
clear. Because we talked about that.
Yeah.
How it went in that direction.
It
Therapy
happened.
with Jenna.
It
I
happened.
was like, you still like sports?
it
I was
happened
like-
totally on accident.
It was what you needed in the moment.
Yeah. Part of it was for me.
I just sit in my car 15 minutes after work by
My
myself
therapy's music.
Yeah. I've definitely gotten in the car and screamed before.
and go
That feels-
golf.
Yeah. No,
I've been in the car with her. I don't know what the
Yeah,
situation
you were never driving.
was.
Wait, I think I know what
I
you're
was
talking
in
about.
Shopkins. I think I told Thomas. It was in
That
the
was
silver car.
crazy.
Probably why it's half broke. I don't. I'm so sorry.
I remember
all
this
the-
story more vivid
But
than
she
you.
was so upset, and I'm just sitting there in the shotgun seat, like not saying anything. And I don't know what song was on, and she went, "Bam!" and hit the power button. She goes, "No music," and kept driving. And I was like,
Oh my God, was it
"But
a
this
long
is our
drive?
therapist."
Oh my God.
when was this?
Years ago.
Yeah, like
Oh, yeah, I was not
long-
well years ago.
I need to
Like
know
the
what
silver
song it
car
was.
newish,
I was.
and you were smacking that radio, and I was like,
Was it
"I'm not
Happy
telling Dad, but I'm
by,
gonna go tell Thomas."
Was that 'Cause I'm happy? Was it that song? Because I would have hit the radio in the face too.
Mine is "Shut Up and Dance with Me."
That song makes
I'll
you want
crack the fucking screen on the radio. when I hear
Yeah.
that.
Cake by the Ocean.
Yeah.
That one got
No,
real
No,
annoying.
I was very unhinged years ago,
Oh my god, the littlest things would set her off, and
Yeah.
I was like, "No music."
and that's why. And that's why going to therapy has helped me not snap.
We've seen the angry Jenna.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's not pretty.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of work on her because she was not fun to be around. I didn't like me. So yeah. To answer your question a little bit, it was totally on accident. I had no intention of doing wellness because I kind of mocked it for the longest time. Like truthfully, I did, but it was Jasper who actually said something to me once, and I was just having a bad day, and he's like, "Oh, I have the perfect person for you to talk to," and I was like, "Who?" He's like, "Fuck, it's you." And I said, "What do you mean?"
Aw.
And he said, "You are who I go to when I have issues that I need to talk through." And he's like, "You just need to talk to you." And I remember like not really getting it at the moment.
It's a big compliment.
It was like I didn't realize it in the moment because I was just so sad. And then I asked Fran, I was like, do you come to me like when you need something? And she's like, yeah. You really don't fucking know that? And I was like, no. And then I talked to Terry Ann about it, and she was like, I wish people could like listen to you the way that you've helped me. So it was,
Or you listen to you.
yeah, and so that's when it was kind of like a, let's see if this works. And again, like then it veered so far away from sports that I was like, fuck, can I still even go back into sports? And I think what I'm trying to do now is like, I don't want to necessarily be in a box because I think so many people get in boxes and then they can't get out of them. And I just want to be able to dabble in different areas and continuing to go back in sports.
Mini Moto Monday.
Hence why Mini Moto Monday was born. So if
Cool.
you don't want to listen to that and you want to tell me like Thomas to go fuck myself, you can tell me to go fuck myself, and that's fine. And
That's fair.
And that's fair. And then if you want to listen to the conversations that more of the actual bar talk conversations, you can listen to those
Love it.
every Thursday. So
Yeah.
but
It also, it didn't help because it was like, I feel like every time you pull up your phone and like you roll through whatever, Instagram or Twitter, or you look at all these reels and whatever you're on, it's like this fucking word anxiety comes up, and it's like, who created this? Like, where did this word
It got really popular.
fucking 15 years ago? People couldn't even spell it.
so
Yeah.
Our whole generation
And,
has
I mean, you
it.
couldn't even
narcissist
fucking spell
gets
it.
Thrown
But-
out there left and right.
but
too.
do you want
The
why-
internet
I'm
didn't
saying
help
the thing
people's
is, it's like,
anxiety.
Yeah.
why is
I
that?
agree
It's
with
like, I get it might be a thing, but it's almost just like it's stress, where it's like it's a bag of bricks. You either fucking pick it up or you don't.
So think about it this way. I heard someone say this recently, and it was like, what you don't want to have, like you don't want to have anxiety, but all you talk about is not wanting to have anxiety.
So you have anxiety.
So you have anxiety,
Yeah.
and because your brain doesn't hear the word no, all it hears is I have anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to like reframe your mind and like totally get rid of that and like change your mindset and come
It's literally what they call
It's
it,
a
like the
choice.
neuro pathway. Like you literally change the way your
You-
mind works.
yeah, you do. You have to like
Force
the wires.
positivity.
You have, and
It's
again,
a choice.
in
being
the
happy or
beginning it
not.
sounds weird, and it's like, don't get me wrong, you can have like anxiety induced moments. We all have those in our lives, whether it's work related, relationships, but
Like once a week.
yeah they come up, but you are not like anxiety is not a characteristic of Taylor, of Jill, of Thomas. It is something that comes up, like happiness,
It's a
like
feeling.
anger.
The best thing I ever heard, someone said, okay, so when you're having anxiety, you're aware of it, correct? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, okay, so be the person who's aware of that anxiety and stay with them. It's like two paths you're gonna get to choose. Go down that anxious path and be anxious, or be aware that it's happening and work yourself away from it and like choose that, like be the person who can see it and move away from it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's actually really good advice.
Like an out of body experience.
Yeah, like just know it's there and accept it, but like just don't move towards it.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, I'll leave it. We can wrap up. It's
I don't know
been-
how we got there.
It's been,
I don't know either.
I don't know
Yeah.
either.
I have a roast. So, audience. Just kidding.
Hear ye.
Okay. So, when you guys go to watch a preview on this episode, I can bet all the money I have that it'll be a clip of Jenna talking and not her guest. Boom.
Yes.
Give me so
I
good.
couldn't find a way to say that. Yep. And that's why you're the coolest one.
Fucking dick.
I could, unless anyone else.
We're gonna end on that.
Okay, but you're not gonna end before we tell you congratulations on
On
100
100th episode.
episodes.
Thank you.
And we are
Congrats,
honored
congrats.
to be your 3 guests for 100.
And as much as I didn't want to like do this, it's so easy to like do it for you.
Thank you.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah,
we definitely.
I know.
Like this ain't my jam, but
When you hit us up,
of course I would do it
all
for you.
3 of us said,
I know.
Yeah.
but we do it for you because we love you and we're proud of you. And we admire how hard you're working.
Thank you all so much. Nothing says family love like giving your siblings an opportunity to talk shit about you in a very safe and appropriate environment. 100 down, guys, and hopefully 100 more to go. I always said when I started this, I will do bar talk for as long as the good Lord has planned. So I'm going to keep doing this. There's still a lot more that I want to do, a lot more conversations that I want to have. And, just there's a lot more that I feel like I haven't even touched yet. So, or tapped or whatever, however you want to put it. So I still have a lot more in store for you guys. I'm excited to be providing you guys with great content week in and week out. And I just want to say thank you so much for choosing to spend your time here. Time is the one thing we can't get back in life. So you choosing to give your time to me is seriously like one of the greatest forms of currency on the planet. Thank you. I said I had a tip for you guys. So here's a tip for you. Be a part of the solution, not the problem. You have that choice in life. You can sit down and complain and bitch and moan, which you have every right to do, or you can come into an environment where you don't know a lot about a situation and educate yourself to be a part of the solution that sticks around for a very long time. You decide, you choose. Do you want to make an impact or do you just want to complain? Be a part of the solution, not the problem. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. As always, thank you for, listening and for taking the time out of your day to spend it with me. It truly means the absolute world to me. And as always, we end each episode on this. I hope you all take the time today to realize that we have way more in common with each other than we have different. I'll see you next week. Take care.
Hey everybody, it's closing time. You don't gotta go home, but you can't stay here.